something special is going to be shared with us all. And thank you for coming, and for all that, we deserve a round of applause. Put your hands together. Thank you very much for coming, everyone. And each word, each page will certainly excite and spark interest. The creative talents who have put together this book are very special people. This author is a top caliber journalist. She has been schooled as one, and over the years has grown to become one of the most respected in the country. She has mastered the craft of drawing stories of people and writing her discoveries without losing substance. To complete our two authors, this lady is a former journalist. She left journalism to pursue other passions in arts and in social development. She writes using words to paint a story, as she does on canvas, and limits her subjects to those who can inspire the reader or herself. And both took on the Gustilo biography for different reasons. Carla found inspiration in Ramon B. Gustilo's phenomenal rise from poverty to worldwide success in the medical profession. Millie was attracted to his philanthropy and philosophy of giving back. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the authors, Carla Gomez and Millie Kilaico. Join us here up front. And a book is never complete without creative concepts. He is responsible for the book cover and layout. And for that, RJ Lacson. Put your hands together for RJ. And he'll be here in a bit. And lastly, the lady who did the final edits for the book was the author of several books herself, as well as an English professor. She passed away recently, and this book is her final project. Smiling from the heavens above, put your hands together for Mrs. Cecilia Gomez Anderson. And now, to give you a sneak preview of what the book is all about, let us hear from one of the authors, Millie Kilaico.
Good afternoon, everyone. This book is not a biography. It is actually a love story. It is a love story between a man and a woman who went through the traditional boy meets girl story. But at another stage of their life, when 3 of their 5 children had been born, ready to move out of a rented house, the couple had saved $15,000 towards a house that they would finally own. But at the same time, Dr. Ramon Gustilo, then starting on his career, needed $25,000 for a machine that he needed for a research project. Ever supportive of her husband, his wife Gloria turned over the $15,000 saved for the house towards the purchase of a machine, which finally was named Gloria, of course. This is a love story between a man and his 5 children. A man who juggled the challenges of a blossoming career and his growing family. A man who had to go back from work to home every night to have dinner with the family, to pray together with the family, and go back to work only after every child has been tucked in bed. The process of juggling has not ended. Just in a matter of 1.5 months, Dr. Gustilo has been back and forth to the US twice, also to spend time with the family at his wife's command. This is a love story between a man and his chosen profession. Every person we encountered in the process of making this book, all have talked about his passion, his dedication, his sense of utmost responsibility towards the practice of medicine. One of his most successful fellows who trained under him, who now has an annual revenue of about $10 million, has only one goal in life. He wants to be, not only in his medical practice, but also as a family man and as a citizen, to be nothing more but, as he said, a mini Gustilo. This is a love story of a man and his country, most specifically his hometown of Manapla. He has substantially changed the landscape, both physically and socio-economically, of the profile of his town. Not only as a way of giving back and moving forward, but with vision to uplift lives, transform the community, and more importantly, to infect the spirit and culture of giving and sharing. Because love is contagious, we know that you are here this afternoon because sometime in your life, Dr. Gustilo has affected you all. He has touched your life as he has touched ours as well. This morning, someone gave me a perfect description of Dr. Gustilo. If I only heard her description earlier, I would have included her description in the book, but it was just too late. The person was Mother May, the prioress of the monastery of Carmel. Dr. Gustilo has treated many of the sisters, the nuns in the monastery, and she said this morning, Dr. Gustilo is truly, truly a selfless man. And it is the heart of this selflessness that has influenced the personal and professional lives of the people who have shared their stories with us, the stories that you find in this book. And we know that you too, after sharing the stories that we have documented for you, will, in small ways and big ways, also want to be a mini Gustilo. May we, like him, love the world with the heart of the East. And may we, like him, serve the world with the temple of the West. Welcome to the newest love story just off the press.
Edge of your seats, I'm sure. And to give us a testimonial, this man is one of the doctors quoted in the book, and he is one of whom Dr. Gustilo worked closely with. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Adventist International Health System, Philippines, and is the former President and Medical Director of the Adventist Medical Center. Please welcome everybody, Dr. Hector Gayales.
Happy afternoon, everyone. Are you happy to be here this afternoon? It is an honor to be here for me. For me, it's an honor to be here in the launching of this book, Heart of the East, Temple of the West, written by Carla Gomez and Billy Galayco. Let's again give a round of applause to these two ladies here, Carla and Billy. Because the inspiring life of Dr. Ramon Gustilo is a story that needed to be told from the viewpoint of all whose lives he has touched, lives he has influenced, lives he has mentored, healed, and most especially inspired. I am glad that of all things that people should know about Dr. Gustilo, a world-renowned orthopedic surgeon and inventor who, despite his success in the United States, has more importantly went home to his hometown here in Negros, and with that, we have finally documented it in a book. He has given back by providing lives to hundreds of people in various business ventures in Manapla, which includes a medical facility, and also a factory in Laguna which produces his knee joint inventions. He had also continued to mentor doctors from various parts of the country, as he had done for others throughout the world at the peak of his career in the United States. When I was informed that Dr. Gustilo will be connected with us to head the orthopedic department of BAMC, my medical director, or vice president for medical affairs in BAMC, together with our chief of clinic, went inside my office and told me that, I answered, with matching kunot sa noo, Dr. Gustilo? Then, yes, Dr. Gustilo. Dr. Gustilo? The Dr. Gustilo? Yes, Dr. Gustilo. I was not yet still, Dr. Gustilo of the Gustilo classification? Yes, Dr. Gustilo. And that's, wow. So that was the start. That To me, it was an honor to work closely with Dr. Gustilo in the recent years with the establishment of the Department of Orthopedic Surgery at Adventist Medical Center, Bacolod, which he also heads. Dr. Gustilo, at the inauguration of the department, said, he told me in private also, that it was his aim to make it a center of orthopedics and at the same time a model for the entire country. For us, it was an exceptional honor to have a world-class surgeon leading our orthopedic department. His classic papers, the classification of open fractures and management, the subclassification of type 3 open fractures, are the most cited references in medical publications and are read by everyone who goes through medical school. Such reputation as a mentor and an orthopedic surgeon is really legendary. Dr. Gustilo is also a rock star, especially at the operating room, where, when our interns see him and say, it is your turn to assist Dr. Gustilo, mag-ilog na sila, no? They will box out each other. They would really want to be there in the operating room with him. And if they cannot be there in the operating room with him, they will wait for him in the lounge and have their selfies with him. When he was our graduation speaker 2 years ago for our interns, I also have my privilege to have my selfie with Dr. Gustilo. It is not so often that you get to work with or assist a world-renowned surgeon in the operating room. Just by being with him, interacting with him, listening to him, observing him, you gain a lot of wealth, wisdom, and insights that you cannot get from textbooks. Another thing that I want to point out here, and I don't know if you have noticed it when he came in this afternoon, was his infectious laughter. That kind of laughter that it will make you turn your back and, who was that guy laughing? It's so hearty and so profuse. It's so full of life. So much so that at such an age, and I won't mention the age, you can see a man still so full of life. Let me share with you 2 quotations I exceptionally took note when he was our graduation speaker. The first one is, talent is never enough. You need hard work and a focused direction to achieve success in life. You may have the talent, but if you do not do anything with it, it amounts to nothing. You may be hardworking, but if you don't sharpen the axe, you will keep on doing a lot of work just to cut a simple tree. So talent and hard work, they go together, and that is the formula of Dr. Gustilo. Another one, live your own life. Do not live the life of others, because you only have one life to live. Make the most of that life. And so, in this book, that kind of life has been immortalized. Dr. Gustilo, I should say that Melly and Carla has already given you immortality because of the presence of that book, which I'm sure, will be read from generations to generations. I hope the life of this doctor who has achieved so much and shared so much of his God-given talents will inspire more of us to strive to be like him, a man selfless in his commitment to help others. Congratulations, Dr. Gustilo, and may God continue to bless you more as you continue to inspire us. Happy afternoon, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gayares. So that formula, talent and hard work. Let's not forget that dash or sprinkle of laughter, yes? Dr. Ishii was a 10th fellow from Niigata University of Japan, who studied under Dr. Gustilo in Minneapolis from 1991 up to 1992. He has established and operates the Ishii Orthopedic and Rehabilitation Center in Gyoda City, Saitama Prefecture, Japan, a private hospital with over 120 employees and a $10 million annual revenue. Dr. Gustilo and Dr. Ishii wrote 4 papers that were published in English journals, and after that, Dr. Ishii presented more than 90 papers in English. He aspired to be the mini Gustilo of Japan. and he regrets he cannot attend this event, but his testimonial is heartfelt. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Yoshinori Ishii.
My mentor, Dr. Gustilo, first of all, congratulations to launch your new book, Heart of the East, Temple of the West. I'm tremendous honor to write the foreword of the book. But I'm deeply sorry not to attend your party this time. As I always tell you, thanks to your great education during my stay in the United States from 1992. I'm now running on my own clinic. I have 8,000 outpatients a month and 300 surgeries with 150 employees, and over 90 English academic papers are recorded so far. Not to mention a way to become a competent doctor, you will teach me how to live as an economically successful businessman. And even now, surrounded by these books and your figure here, I live while being away of my mentor, Dr. Gustilo. Please stay healthy forever, because I will aim for Japanese mini Gustilo. Finally, congratulations again to launch your new book. As I submitted my 3 papers to coming AAOS meeting in Florida, I hope I will see you there on next March. P.S. I'm now in MRI operation room in my clinic. Here is the best place to take video because of comfortable temperature. As you know, my clinic located 40 miles north of Tokyo, and here is one of the hottest places during summer in Japan, owing to heat island phenomena from metropolitan Tokyo. Thank you for your attention. See you soon. Bye-bye.
The man of the hour, the heart and soul of the book, Heart of the East, Tempo of the West, Dr. Ramon B. Gustilo.
Good afternoon. Sometime time like this, I will have to express how grateful I am, how fortunate I am for all the things that happened in my life. First, so I say thank you, Colonel and Helen, for this book. Many times I've been asked to the question, what makes you go? Why do you keep on going? You know, after being a chairman of orthopedic surgery at the University of Minnesota for 25 years, I thought that that was in the last time that I would just go and go a different life. So my wife and I actually took 3 months off and traveled almost all around the world. But after 2 months, I really got bored. And I said, let's go home. And I did everything else. Golf. I put a golf, sort of mini golf course besides my house. And everything that I do. And that also lasted only for a short while. Yeah. And what I really miss somehow is taking care of patients and educating fellows from all over the world to at least to share what I have been in the last 50 years of practice. Most of you probably, I started practicing orthopedics since 1960. 1962. Many, many years. And during this period of time, just like any challenges of a guy like me that tends to reach for the top, I always say we have to establish priorities in life. And that I wrote a sort of small book for my residents and fellows. That there is God and all of you there. And then there's your family. And then there's your professional life. And that order. And I always say if you follow that carefully, no question that you will succeed. I was fortunate enough that I could sleep only 5 hours. That's plenty. So during my entire career, I never missed as long as I missed enough to have dinner with my family, for instance. I always go back, have dinner with them, pray with them, put them to bed. And most of the time, then I go back to the hospital again until about 11 o'clock or 10. And then we come home and have a half-hour conversation with my wife, and then to get up again the following morning. I always share my breakfast before I go back to work. I have 5 kids in 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was fun. Because during that growing up, I always take one of them every Sunday for breakfast until they finish high school. So I come to know them quite well. They said it's not necessarily the quantity of time you spend with your children, but probably the quality of time you spend with them. And as we grow up, we become friends. Every one of them, I send them out to Europe somehow for a year. We bring them there, and we didn't see them until a year afterwards. We trusted them. When they went to college, the same thing. We give them their money for tuition in the bank, and then they have to pay for it. And hoping that we will use it responsibly. And all of them somehow finish and never spend above the amount that we give them. And they are all encouraged to work during summer. And then after that, my wife still think that was not the good thing to do. And so our problem is, probably I should send all my grandchildren to college. The in-laws at that time said, that's my responsibility to send our grandchildren to college. So we are basically every year. And the third year, I said, I have a solution. For those who cannot afford to send their children to college, I'll send them to college. So they agreed. The bad part of it is that everybody applied for it. I have to send all 15. But there was some issues. We have to obtain certain grades in order to stay. And luckily, all of them have. Half of them are finished. We are still committed to another 6 or 7 of them to finish. But from the medical aspect of my life, I have always, after my graduation in University of Minnesota in orthopedic residency, actually I tried to come back. Then I meet with the late Dr. Gustilo from Makati, who was a neurosurgeon in Hopkins. I said, no, you couldn't make money here being an orthopedic surgeon. But he knows also that I'm really interested in research. I said, there's none here in the Philippines. I said, you go back. And probably that was the best advice that I had. There's one thing that we have in the States. When you have an idea, you apply for a grant and the National Institute of Health, and 90% of the time you'll get hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the first thing I did after I finished my residency is to establish the first biomechanics laboratory in Minnesota. There was not even one at my clinic at that time. There was one that was mentioned. To start that, I had to have an expensive machine, which is about $40,000. The hospital doesn't have any money. And to start a laboratory, well, the entire lab will cost me about $1.2 million. The question is, how would I get $1.2 million? I have really a very vast clinical practice in Minnesota at that time. I wrote to every patient of mine about the project. My wife said, why would you give you money? You already charged them enough. To my surprise and to her surprise, my patients give me a total amount of about $500,000 for the project. And after that, I went to the door administrator of the hospital and said, I need another $200,000 for the $200,000 again, and they give it to me. And so that was really the beginning of what we call the Gustilo biomechanics laboratory. We ended up buying a 6-story building, and it's still in existence. And it's now a foundation. And from that, in the United States, when I was in practice, I usually in one day I would do 10 joints. We were working from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. You earn a lot of money, but the tax structure in the States is very high. You earn $1 and you give back between 50 to 60 cents. At that time, it was 52% for the federal government and 7% for the state. So for every $1 you earn, you also give it back. And but more than anything else, then I start in the process of inventing something. We invented the first total knee, the second total knee with Smith and Nephew. And in the States, and for everybody, if you have an invention, then you have a patent good for the next 15 to 18 years. Then after that, for every knee implant, for instance, we sold, they have to get 2 or 4% all over the world. And the nice thing about that, that's the one that really sustained our research in biomechanics lab. The other thing that we have, which is still a little bit absent in this country, is that we really have a very organized electronic medical records. We know exactly what happened to our patient. If I do a total knee, I know what happened 20 years from now. In fact, when I came back this time, I just saw my brother-in-law, which I did a bilateral total knee 35 years ago, and he's still doing well. So, long-term follow-up of what we do is the essence, really, of medicine, which is importantly surgery. That's why Mayo Clinic was right. That was good at German clinic and special surgery. For one reason or another, we have not done it here. Australia is doing that as well as New Zealand. And I think we have to start with that. I hope that the hospital that we are building in Manabla will have a paperless medical record system. And we will do the same. So, what else I can tell you? The only thing I can tell you is, in order to live a life, you have to have a purpose in life. Because life with a purpose yet also death. You have to have a reason for getting up in the morning. If you have something to do. I think to me, that's what keeps me going. A life with a purpose. And has been mentioned, I always believed this long time ago. When I was in medical school, I was not as smart as most of my classmates. But I always feel that talent is never enough. Never. But it's the direction of the purpose and direction, what you like to do, single purpose, and then working hard. Again, I would repeat also to everyone, it's not first to me. Steve Jobs from Apple who died, probably one of the best commencement speaker at Stanford. He said, don't live other people's lives. You have one life to live, and don't waste it. I really feel proudly my life is sort of like that. I'm sort of narrow-minded, but very focused in what I'm going to do. People ask, what will you do next? Well, I'm building a hospital. I have to finish that first and see what happens after that. Okay? But working in the Philippines and going back to the Philippines, this is just my final observation. The thing that bothers me most are our poor people in guidance. Now, when you come to my office, nothing. I cannot afford this X-ray or under lights. Broken bones that have to stay in the hospital for weeks before they can be fixed because you don't have an implant. When you go to the Philippine Orthopedic Center now, there are about probably 40 to 50 patients lying in bed for 6 weeks, 4 weeks, with broken bones, just waiting because we don't have it. And the best way to treat broken bones is to fix them right away and people home without pain. It saves money. The results are better. For one reason or another, the government has not addressed this problem about indicting that sort of hostility, that sort of, I hope, to find a solution for that. I thank you for the writing this book. I feel sort of but to the young people that are here, I hope this book and others that I have written will help you somehow. That poverty, to me, was the most probably driving force behind me that drug. I going to repeat probably said before. I'll close by saying it was just that one afternoon raining, and I was riding in the Carabao, two of them when lightning comes, and then for some reason the Carabao was covered and I fell down on the way ground. I was crying and saying in the long go, I thought, I'll never be this poor watching stupid Carabaos. To me, that was the make my life. With that, I'll close. I thank you for coming. And luck.
Live life with a purpose. At this point, we have prepared a reception for all of you to enjoy this book launching event with friends and colleagues tonight. So inviting everyone to enjoy a copy of the book It is sold and available at the entrance or at the registration table with Regine and Emmy. And the soft-bound copy is at 800 pesos, and the hardbound copy is at 1,200 pesos. And Dr. Gustilo is also excited to sign your copies here up front. We'll prepare a table for all of you. And if we want to have photos taken with him, please do. We have the background as well to have to do that. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the rest of the evening. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Ramon Gustilo, part of the East, Temple of the West.